How do you feel the partnership with the federal government has helped you make meaningful progress on your economic development goals as mayor?
Well, shortly after I got elected, Sean Donovan came out to Detroit and took me to dinner and basically said they wanted to make sure that the Obama administration could clean out as many bureaucratic hurdles as possible. And the partnership's been great, from small things at HUD on some rural difficulties to a real partnership on transportation to allow us to rebuild the bus system. It's been a very good relationship.
What are some major takeaways for you as mayor of a city that has federal staff embedded within city government?
What's so interesting is when you interact with the federal government, you've got lots of departments, each of which have their own bureaucracies and their own ways of doing things. And when you have an embedded staff, they can help you sort through department by department. So it's not unusual for me to have a day to go from the Justice Department to the Department of Education to the Department of Transportation. And with the embedded staff, I get briefed and hopefully prepared for the meetings, but it's been good.
Tell us about some of the most meaningful outcomes you've seen in your city thanks to the improved collaboration with the federal government.
You know, Vice President Biden came to town for the auto show and said, if I could do one thing to help, what would it be? And I told him that a third of Detroit households don't have cars, and the bus system was abysmal, that we were short 80 buses. We literally didn't have buses that could run. And he went and found a bunch of unspent money, put out a national competition. We were able to win $25 million, and today the buses in Detroit are run on schedule for the first time in 10 years. We have 100,000 more riders a week than we had just 1 year ago. So it's an example of understanding what our biggest needs are and then solving them together.
You're here today at the EDA National Conference to talk a little bit about what Detroit is doing on economic development. How can the federal government and EDA specifically be helpful as you move forward with the city?
You know, I mean, they were helpful in so many ways, but one was we had the national competition for the Lightweight Metal Institute, which is going to be done by the Navy, but ultimately will do the manufacture of lightweight metals that go into cars and ships and planes, and we were very proud to land that in Corktown. So the next generation of metals will be manufactured in Detroit by people trained from the city. About 6 months later, the National Composite Institute was looking for a place. They co-located with the Metal Institute. And so these are the kinds of things where all I wanted was a fair chance to compete, and because we had that partnership with the federal government, we knew what the competition was, we knew what the rules were, and that's all we wanted.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
All right.